Good evening. My name is Kip Pigman. I'm the RTI Director, which stands for Response to Intervention at Leyden High Schools. And tonight I am meeting virtually with my sister in order to teach her how to leverage Google Forms to create customized page navigations based on a user's response. It's kind of indirectly tied into RTI because RTI is all about meeting a student with where he or she is at. And what I'm going to show my sister tonight is the page navigation opportunities that Google Forms allows. And basically it's kind of those smart forms where it's going to take a user to a specific page in Google Forms based on how they respond. So that's what we're going to do tonight. It's a very simple task that has countless different ways an educator could use this in their classroom. Becky, who's my sister, if you have any questions during this screencast, just please fire them away during chat and I'll help you out. What we're going to do is at the end of the screencast, I'm going to share control with her and she's going to model back for me at the end how to create these page navigations. And that's how I'm going to assess whether or not she has mastered this virtual lesson. Let's go ahead and get started. So, the very first thing we're going to do is we need to go into our Google account, which I know you already have open, and we're going to create a Google form. Not a spreadsheet, a form. And then it's going to ask us for a title, and what I'm going to do, right now track season's right around the corner and I coach track. And so what we're going to do is we're going to create one of these page navigational forms that I could give to all of my new runners, asking them which track event they would be most interested in competing at this year. And so let's go ahead and call this Boys Track 2014. And whenever I create forms, I like to create simple ones. Specifically, I love the magazine theme. I'm going to go ahead and choose magazine. And then we hit OK. There you go. I see my title. Form description. We're not going to get into the semantics on this. I mainly just want to show how to do the page navigation. But let's quickly, I'm just going to quickly type something in here. Welcome runners. Please complete the information below so I may better know which event to place you in this year. Okay? Alright, again, we're not going to get into the semantics. Mainly, I just want to show how to set up this page navigation. Becky, again, I know we don't have capabilities to talk to one another, so if you have any questions, please feel free to fire them away on chat. Alright, so the first thing I like to do is I like to frame out my page navigational form. And what I mean by that is I like to set up all my pages that I'm going to be directing my runners to. So there's 3 main distance events you can compete in. So I'm going to create a page break for each 3 of those events. So again, what I did here is I went to add item, page break. And the first event is 800 meters. Done. Next, I'm going to add a 3rd page underneath 800 meters. So I'm going to do the same thing. Add item, page break, and this time it's going to be called 1600 meters. Done. And finally, I'm going to add a 4th page called 3200 meters. Done. Okay, actually, no, we're going to add a 5th page, which is going to be the final page that all the athletes are going to see. Let's just call this nothing left to do but run. Okay, so now we kind of have it framed out. Becky, do you have any questions? Go ahead and give you a second in case you do. Looks like she does up here. What other reasons do I use forms? Okay, interesting question. A bit of out of context, I guess, into what I was showing you here. But there's really a million different reasons on how you could use forms. It could be for surveys. It could be exit quizzes. You could use these page navigational forms to assess students' learning styles. It could be for assignment options. So, I mean, the list is really endless. That's kind of the neat thing about this. So let's go ahead and kind of continue forming this out. So, for the sake of time, let's just type in our question and let's say, welcome runners, based on the following options, which event would you be most interested in competing in? And we're going to enter in our three events. We have the 800 meter, the 1600 meter, and the 3200 meter. And notice those three events match our three page titles. Okay? Now, here's the only tricky part, and it's not tricky at all. We're setting up a page navigational form. So what we need to do on our main page is select Go to Page based on answer. So based on how a runner responds, it's going to take them to a specific page. So obviously, if they select 800 meters, I want them to continue to the 800 page. If an athlete selects 1 mile or 1600 meters, I want them to continue to the 1600 meter page. And if they select 2 miles or 3200 meters, I want them to continue to the 3200 meter page. Okay? And then what we're going to do, and again, for the sake of time, we're not going to go through all of this, but what you would do then, let's just say we were doing the 800 meter, we would include information on this page for that event. So for example, maybe I would insert a video. Let's just type in here 800 meter track race. Let's see what we get. Let's pick this one, hit select. Let's center it, and basically what I'm doing here is I'm going to go in and I'm going to start including information on this page describing for my runners each event, including an example on what that event might look like. That way, if they like it, they're just going to hit done, and that's going to be the event that they're telling me they're interested in. If they don't like it, they're just going to go back, and then they can go through and kind of peruse the other event options. Let's go ahead and do the same thing for the 1600 meter. Let's enter in a video, and let's just change 800 to 600 meter. 1 mile track race tips. How about this one? 1600 meter run at the 4A regional event. Hit select, and let's do it one more time for 3200 meters. Let's go video, and let's change 1600 to 3200. About this one, hit select. So we're kind of just framing out our questions, and then I'll go through and add a lot more details, etc., etc. Now, the next thing what we want to do is if a runner chooses, hey, you know what? After watching this video and reading about the 800 meter, I want to run the 800 meter. And so what we're going to do is we're going to create a page navigation that's going to take them from the 800 page directly to the last page, which is nothing left to do but run. And so they're going to skip all this. And then we're going to do the same thing for the 1600 meter. Nothing left to do but run. And 3200 meter. Nothing left to do but run. And then eventually they'll get to this nothing left to do but run page. And we can type in a final response here. Thanks for taking the time to complete the survey. See you on the track. Okay, now, Becky, I just want to take a second and I want to show you what this looks like in live time. So let's go to live form. And so we have our main question here. Welcome runners. Based on the following options, which event would you be most interested in competing? So if they choose 800, it's going to take them to the 800 page, including the video we have describing the event. And again, I didn't add all the semantics, but I would add other information on here, text, telling them everything they need to know about the 800. And if they like that, hey, you know what, this is the event I want to do, I would direct them to hit continue, and that would take them back to this last page, which is nothing left to do but run and submit. Let's say that they didn't like it. Then they would hit the back button, you know what, the half mile is not for me, I really like the 1 mile. So they would hit the 1 mile, continue, and then it's going to take them to the 1 mile page. Same thing, they'd watch the video, they'd read the information, if they like it they would hit continue, and then they would submit, and I would get their information, so forth and so forth. So as you can see, what we've done is we've created a customized page navigational form that will take a participant to a specific area of the form based on how they responded. Okay, it's very, very simple. So what I'd like to do right now, Becky, I'd like you to take a second and show me, not really necessarily getting into content or picking a topic, just show me how to set up the page navigational form. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to give you, if I remember how to do this, control of my form. Pass presenter role to viewer 1, which is you. And I'm going to sit back and I'm going to watch you show me how to set up the page navigation on that form. Good luck. Let's see how Becky does. Okay, looks like she's kind of already gotten into her form. Becky, go ahead again. Well, just go ahead and I'll just kind of watch you go through how to complete your questions. Looks like she typed in a title, cooking, and now she's going to go in. Go ahead and send her a chat. Looks like she's struggling a little bit. Okay, do you need some help? Let's see if she responds. Okay, looks like she's having some technical difficulty. I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to pause this video here and see what we have going on, and see if I can check with her on what the issues are. But again, what I wanted to do here was for her to show me, model for me on my screen, how to set up Google Forms, and I can give her instant feedback through the chat on whether or not she's setting up those page navigational tools correctly. All right, thank you, Becky.